Hi, Bougie Duchess here with another makeup tutorial. First thing I'm going to do is take you through the basic pre-steps to a good makeup regimen. And that is one of the tools I use. I use this to blend color. I use this for my powder. These are the two lip glosses I like to use for daytime. This I use on the to put down, and then this I put usually in the center so that it kind of pops and makes it pucker out there just so. Then I usually use an eyeliner pencil to. I barely have any eyebrows, and this is from decades of waxing and that kind of activity. I am partial to a liquid liner, so I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks to applying liquid liner. I also use a lip brush. I have had this lip brush for a very, very long time. I recommend that you get one and make it yours and learn how to use it well. And I also use a cream stick blush, which this is the darker version. And then I also use a lighter version. And if you notice, it's got a little bit of iridescent sparkle to it. And I kind of like using that to highlight my cheekbones. Not that my cheekbones need to look any higher or any bigger, but I like them to really kind of stand out. It's one of my features that I really like. So the first thing I start off with is a mineral powder that I spread around lightly like a foundation. I don't use any kind of liquid foundation because it clogs my pores and I tend to break out pretty easily. And so I just spread this all over my face liberally. So here we are, and I spread it all around across the cheeks. I even brush it onto the ear a little bit. Later on, I'll have to clean up my little earrings so that it doesn't cover too much. And I bring it down onto my neck. Next thing I'm going to do, so I'm keeping the eyes pretty simple. I'm not wearing a bunch of eye makeup or anything like that. Look in on a future tutorial, and I will show you how to paint the drama eyes, because I used to be an old showgirl, so I know how to do those eyes that you see on the entertainers. That I don't know, it's incorrect to use the terminology drag queen, but I started in the business back in the day when they called all the showgirls drag queens. Now they call them transgender entertainers. Some of them are transgender. Some of them are still drag queens. So politically, there's a whole educational series that eventually I'm going to start talking about. But anyway, so here we go. I'm going to start going along. I go along the hairline just where it is naturally. I try not to create something that isn't really there. And I just follow right along the brow line. And then I bring it down. There we go. And I start on one side. Now, ordinarily, I don't have a thick brow. But, that little, back in the day, they used to call it the Brooke Shields look, has started to come back into style. So, what do you think? There we go. That's one side. And now I'm going to do the other side. And I just go right along the hairline, thickening everything up. Now, I try and make them match because they're sisters, but they're not twins. And I just do the exact same thing on the other side. You see there? Try and bring it down just the same way. Make it match into the eye. There we go. You see there? And then pull it out. There we go. Let me see. This one here needs to come up a little bit more. There we go. That one's there. This one over here needs to come in. There we go. And there we go. Alrighty, now the next thing I'm going to want to do is the eyeliner. And for this, I'm going to have to really get in there close. First, I'm going to want to make sure the brush is soaked. Let me see how I can get this so I can see it at the same time. So here we go. Start painting it on. Just go along the eyelash, just like that. And I keep following it out. You don't want too much drama going on there. It is daytime. We don't want to go for that full-on Morticia look. Or who was the other one? Lily Munster. You guys remember Lily Munster from back in the day, the Munsters? And this is one of the tricks I use. I use my little pinky to stabilize my hand while I'm painting along here. Okay, now here we go at the end. I usually try and pull out some drama. And there we are. Okay, let me check this out up close. There we go. That's it. Not bad. Okay. Now I have to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. And I do the same thing with my pinky. And I stabilize. I'd like to say I could do this blindfolded. I remember times I used to be able to do it in the car in the rear view mirror as I'm driving along. I think that's the true test of femininity, huh? Being able to do such things like that. And now I'm pulling it out towards the end here. And let me get a closer look in the mirror here. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. Just dab it up a little bit there. And so now we've got the eyeliner on. Not bad. Here I am with the mascara. This is one of my favorites. It's a Max Volumizer. And I always make sure that there's plenty on the brush. And I like a very thin kind of brush. So I can, now this one I got to be careful with because I'm infamous for poking myself in the eye with it. So I'm always brushing, 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 and I zigzag a little back and forth, a little back and forth. Brush, 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 brush out, zigzag back and forth, and I thicken up that lash just like that. Now I go over to the other lash and do the same thing. Wait, I always make sure there's plenty of mascara on the brush. There we go. Okay, and I thicken it up. Thicken it up. There we go. I always use the brighter color because the next thing I'll do with this is use the darker color, and so I'll have to wash the brush afterwards. So what I usually do with the bright color is I apply it along right here, the natural bone, just like that. You see how that makes that pop? And sometimes I bring it in, just like that. Same thing over here. I follow the natural bone, just like that. Just like that. Not too heavy, just enough. There we go. I put the cap back on this. And then I start to blend. And it blends really nice with the mineral powder that I use. I try not to spread it all over because I don't want it clogging my pores and causing any kind of acne situation going on or anything like that. But see how it blends in? Really nice, and it's got a nice little shine and sparkle to it. I love this look. Oh my God. It is beautiful. Sad that right at the moment we have this little COVID-19 thing and I've got nowhere to go. Huh. Maybe I'll take Bo to the dog park. The squirrels can get a good look at me, huh? All right, now the next thing I do is the little contouring. And usually what I do with contouring is I start right here, just like that, right there and that's it for there. Also a little bit right here. And then I'm going to blend that down. And I like to do a little bit along here because, see, I've gotten a little older. And I used to, when I weighed a lot more, you know, I was really big there for a moment. I had ballooned up to, well, let's say I had a bigger life than I have now. And I had lost my neck. I'd just gotten so big and fat that I had lost my neck. So anyway, here we are, and I'm just blending that in and see how that really gives that look. Same thing down here. I'm just going to blend that all across here. Now this is a daytime look. Remember that. This is a daytime look. Here we go. Alrighty. There we go. And you just pull that down into the rest of the neck and it'll blend really nice with the powder. Alright. So, one more dusting of the mineral powder to help blend everything in. There we go. That's how I like to do it, so that everything has continuity. There we go. Alrighty. Now, for the final steps. This is the lip liner. Now I just use a lip gloss. And I just squirt some out onto the tip. And I put it all over my brush. And I put it right onto the lip. It's a lip gloss and it's got color to it. And for daytime wear, I don't use any kind of sparkle or anything of that nature. Just do a nice matte kind of color. Alrighty. And so here I am. I'm putting it on. There we go. Go along the lip line. I don't put it on too thick, but it makes it pop a little bit. And of course, I did mention that popping factor that I like to do. And I usually do that with some type of highlighting lip gloss. And this one's got a little iridescent kind of factor to it. Love that. I'm hoping real soon here to get a couple of makeup endorsements. That'd be wonderful. If nothing, just free makeup to try out. And there we go. Just right there in the center. You see that? You see how that makes it just kind of stand out? Brings the attention to the center of my lips. There we go. And the makeup tutorial done.